Hello and welcome to Echoes of Elgin, timeless tales from the Elgin History Museum. I'm Rebecca Miller, museum educator at the Elgin History Museum, and your guide through Elgin's storied past. In each episode, we bring you captivating tales from our city's rich history, exploring the events, people, and places that have made Elgin what it is today. Whether you're a longtime resident, a history enthusiast, or just curious about local lore, this podcast is for you. Today's echo reaches us from August 12th, 2002, when noted Elgin historian E.C. Mike Alft tells us about the case of the missing Elgin JFK casket. A century ago, in 1902, the Elgin Silver Plate Company manufactured more than 600 tons of handles and decorative hardware for coffins in a factory that once stood at the southwest corner of Melrose Avenue and Carr Street. This firm merged with its local competition, Western Casket Hardware, in 1926, and 2 years later began producing metal caskets as well as trim. The body of President Calvin Coolidge is buried in an Elgin-made casket. The name Elgin Metal Casket was adopted in 1939, and in 1952 the company introduced its Permaseal casket, which could be hermetically sealed against both air and water. Before moving its operations to Richmond, Indiana in 1982, the Elgin Metal Casket Company was shipping more than 70,000 steel, bronze, and copper caskets annually to a nationwide market. After President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas on November 22, 1963, his remains were placed in a top-of-the-line Elgin Britannia model. It was a 400-pound, solid bronze, full top with a double inner panel. When the casket was loaded onto Air Force One for the flight back to Washington, it was damaged because of the narrow entrance to the plane. One handle was knocked off and some of the finish was marred. Besides, Mrs. Kennedy wanted no reminder of Dallas, and the family selected a mahogany casket for the interment in Arlington National Cemetery. Dozens of books have been published about the assassination, criticizing the report of the Warren Commission investigation and alleging some kind of conspiracy. What happened to this Elgin casket was one of the many questions raised, but not answered, and a best-selling book by one of those conspiracy theorists asserted that it was discarded to hide evidence of foul play. Finally, in 1999, documents released by the General Services Administration and the Justice and Defense Departments explained what happened to the casket. The documents revealed that Vernon O'Neill, the Dallas undertaker who sold it to the Secret Service men, wanted to get it back for display in his funeral home. To prevent it from becoming a morbid relic, Robert Kennedy, the president's brother, requested that it be destroyed. On February 18, 1966, an Air Force van picked up the casket, which had been stored in the basement of the National Archives building in downtown Washington. It was transported to Andrews Air Force Base, where it was loaded onto a C-130 cargo plane and flown to a point about 131 nautical miles off the Maryland-Delaware coast. Loaded with 240 pounds of sand and drilled with holes so it would stay on the ocean floor, the casket was dropped in 9,000 feet of water beyond the continental shelf. The case of the missing casket has been closed. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Elgin's history. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing to our podcast and leaving a review wherever you listen. For more fascinating stories and updates, please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit our website at www.elginhistory.org. Thank you for listening, and remember, history lives on in the echoes of Elgin.